Hi everyone, my name is Nicole. I'm joining you from Wichita, Kansas with your Yoga Flow. For today's class, all you will need is an open space in your home, a yoga mat if you have one available, maybe a chair or an open space on the wall if you're working towards some stretching or balance goals. But beyond that, just you and your time. Let's get started. Find a seat on your mat. Whatever comfortable seated position feels nice for you. Give yourself a moment to settle into this space, observing the breath with intention, taking a smooth breath in and a smooth breath out. Observe the small shifts that take place as you breathe in, and small releases that take place as you exhale. One more time, smooth breath in, smooth breath out. The next breath in, sweep the arms up, look up toward the hands. Exhale to bring the hands down toward the heart. Take the right hand beside you. Palm comes close to the hip. Reach the left arm over. Let the right shoulder, right elbow soften toward the ground. You can look either toward the right hand or tilt the head to look underneath the left arm. Keep pressing down evenly through both sitting bones. Feel the left side of the body lengthen. Take a full breath here. Stay here. The air releases completely. Bend the elbow, bring the shoulders upright. Take a breath in, sweep both arms up, look up. Hands come down toward the heart. All right, our other side. Bringing the left hand beside you, letting the left elbow, left shoulder soften. Right arm reaches over. Pressing down through both sitting bones, either looking toward the left hand or tilting the head to look under the right arm. Pressing down through both sides of the hips, feeling this length through the right side of the waist. Taking a full breath in here. Staying here, full exhalation. Bend the elbow, shoulders come upright. Take a breath in, sweep both arms up, look up. Hands come down toward the heart. All right, let's come on to hands and knees, tabletop position. Spreading through the fingers. Making sure all of the knuckles, all of the finger pads press down on the mat. Elbows straight, knees underneath the hips, shins point straight back. Inhale, let the abdomen and the chest sink down toward the mat as you look forward for cow pose. Exhale, round the back, look toward the thighs as you reach the spine up, cat pose. 2 more times like this, moving with the breath. Inhale, abdomen and chest sink down. You look forward, shoulders stay wide. Exhale, round the back, look toward the thighs as the spine reaches up. Sides of the waist lift up toward the ceiling. Last one, inhale, chest and abdomen sink. Look forward, shoulders broad, neck long. Exhale, round the back, look toward the thighs as you reach the spine up. Keep pressing down through the hands, look back toward the legs. Inhale, neutral spine. Reach the right leg back, keeping a straight line from the right heel through the right shoulder through the top of the head. So the leg is lifted. Try to keep the shoulders level, hips level. Pressing the top of the right thigh toward the ceiling and then pressing through the sole of the right foot like you are standing on the wall behind you. Looking toward the space in between the hands so the neck stays long. Take a breath here. As you exhale, bend the right knee, round the back, look toward the knees. You're coming back to that cat pose. You're bringing the knee toward the chest as you round the back, looking toward that right knee. Inhale, right leg reaches back, one long line from the heel through the top of the head. Lower the ball of the right foot down. Pick up the left knee, left shin so they're hovering off of the mat. Warming up the core of the shoulders. Good. Keep pressing through that right heel. Slide the left foot back, full plank. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Keep the knees bent in the beginning, heels lifted. Just seeing what this first downward facing dog feels like in the body today. Nice. Shift forward, lower the knees to the mat. Bring the knees wide, big toes come together. Shift back, child's pose. Let the forehead rest on the mat. Sides the waist soften. Hips release back toward the heels. Front ribs release onto the thighs as you breathe in. The back expands. As you exhale, the body softens and releases. Come forward, lifting away from the heels, back to that tabletop position. Bring the knees back underneath the hips. And we'll move into the left side now. So elbows stay straight, because when you lift the leg, one elbow is going to want to bend. Left leg will reach back. Right knee stays down. Reaching through the left heel like you're standing on the wall behind you. Top of the left thigh firms toward the ceiling to keep the leg lifted and straight. Looking between the hands so the neck stays long. Keeping the shoulders, the hips centered with the mat. Another moment here. Lower the ball of the left foot down to mat. So you're in this kind of half plank position. Elbows stay straight. Now your right knee, right shin hover off of the mat in that half plank position. Pressing down through the palms. Still breathing here. Let the jaw relax. One more breath. Nice. Slide the right foot back, full plank. Hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. You can position the feet as you need in these first few down dogs. Heels can be lifted. Another option in the beginning of your class is to take the legs a little bit wider, especially if the heels are spinning in toward one another. Take the feet almost to the edges of the mat. Keep the knees bent and allow the body to release and warm up in that way. Look back toward the legs. The head hangs down. Arms press the shoulders back toward the legs. Take another breath here. And shift forward, lower the knees down. Let's come back to that child's pose. Knees come wide, big toes come together. Sit back toward the heels. Forehead releases toward the mat, or again, you can make that fist with the hand to give the forehead a place to rest there. Feel the outside of the shoulders soften down toward the mat. The back of the neck release. Full round of breath here. Smooth breath in. Smooth breath out. Lift the hips away from the heels. Come to that tabletop position. And let's curl the toes. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So keeping the elbows straight in your down dog, using the hands to press and open through the shoulders, finding that diagonal line from the wrists through the shoulders to the hips. Take another breath here. Head hangs heavy. All right, bend the knees, walk the feet to meet the hands, top of the mat. Take as many steps as you need. Bend the knees further, hands come to the shins, lengthen the spine, find your flat back position. You're looking about 3 feet in front of the toes. Fold forward on the exhale, bring your abdomen to the thighs, top of the head releases. Hands still support the body on the legs. And lengthen the spine, find your flat back, long line from the top of the head through the sitting bones. Use the hands to walk yourself upright. Hands walk up the legs, knees can bend here. And then take a breath in, sweep the arms up, look up. Hands come down toward the heart. Start moving through things. Breathe in, sweep both arms up, look up. Exhale to fold, hands come to the center, bend the knees. You can use the hands to walk down the legs as you fold. Finding your flat back, hands are either on the floor or the shins, supporting the spine as you lengthen. Lower down, step back, plank pose. Keep looking between the head and between the hands, elbows stay straight. And shift forward, lower all the way down to the mat. Tops of the feet, toes point straight back, hands beside the ribs, cobra pose. Breathe in. Hands stay light in the beginning. Lower down on the exhale. Press up, hands and knees, tabletop. Curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Begin to press the tops of the thighs back, reaching the heels toward the mat. Staying in your down dog, step the feet so that they're touching and reach your right leg up, three-legged dog. Step the right foot to the hands, lower the left knee down, low lunge. Hands come to the top of the thighs, shoulders lift away from the mat. Set your foundation, make sure your toes, your knee are pointing straight forward, arms sweep up, take a breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows, palms turn toward the wall in front of you, opening up through the shoulders, through the front of the chest. Inhale, reach both arms up, maybe look up toward the hands. Lower the hands down toward the heart. Take the fingertips down toward the ground and shift back into a hamstring stretch, drawing the top of the foot back toward you. The knee does not have to straighten. You can still feel that stretch through the back of the leg if that's not happening for you today. Try to keep your shoulders level with the mat. Shift the body weight forward so the front foot comes flat. Curl the back toes, slide to your plank pose. Lower all the way down. Tops of the feet, toes point back, cobra pose. Breathe in. Lower down on the exhale. Press up hands and knees or plank position, your choice. Toes curl, hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Resetting, finding that foundation. Staying in your down dog, step the feet so that they're touching, and then the left leg reaches up, three-legged dog. Step the left foot to the hands, right knee lowers down, coming to that lunge. Hands can come to the top of the thigh as the shoulders lift. Arms sweep up as you breathe in. Palms can face one another, maybe they come to touch, just finding where you're starting out here. Bend the elbows, palms turn toward the wall in front of you, shoulders roll up and back. Breathe in, reach both arms up, maybe begin to look up in the direction of the hands. Lower the hands down, let's come back to that hamstring stretch on this side, the hips shift back toward that right heel, top of the left foot draws back. This is where you can use a chair or something to help support you if it's a little bit challenging to bring the hands down to the mat. Being patient with yourself in this pose, in this moment. Shift yourself forward, left foot comes flat, right toes curl, plank pose. Lower all the way down. Tops of the feet, toes point straight back, cobra pose, breathe in. Lower down on the exhale. Press up hands and knees, tabletop. Toes curl, hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Take the time to take a fresh round of breath, observe. And then your choice, bending the knees, walk or hop, feet to meet the hands. Take a breath in, find your flat back, hands are on the floor, the shins. Fold forward on your exhale. Breathe in, arms sweep as you rise, palms turn up. Exhale, hands come down toward the heart. All right, coming into chair pose, bring the big toes to touch. There's a little bit of space in the heels. Bend the knees, arms sweep around, palms face one another. Making sure you can still see the tips of the toes just past the knees. Hips will shift back slightly. Keep the sides of the waist long. Another breath here, feeling the legs do their work. Exhale to fold abdomen to thighs to release. Take a breath in, find your flat back. Step your feet back to move through your vinyasa. Your options, plank pose to chaturanga all the way down. Tops of the feet for cobra or upward facing dog. And we'll all meet back downward facing dog. Find this home base. Take a moment. And let's add on. Bring the feet so they are touching in your down dog. Reach your right leg up. Three-legged dog. Right foot steps to the hands. Left knee lowers, coming to that lunge. Find the foundation. Sweep the arms up. Take a breath in. Bend the elbows. Palms turn toward the wall in front of you. Open up the chest. Inhale, both arms reach. Hands lower down, coming back to that stretch, shifting the body weight back. Again, you can use a wall or a chair, something to help support the upper body. Trying not to put any pressure into that back, the back of the right knee. You can add an IT band stretch to this. Again, if you need the support of something, please put your right hand on something steady. Your left hand will come across, holding onto the outside of the right foot. Think of lifting your right shoulder away from the mat. Stretch through the outside of the right leg, maybe even into the right shin. Take your time unwinding. Bring the right foot back to the mat, palms come down. Curl the back toes, reach your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, open the hip. The heel softens down, inside of the knee reaches toward the ceiling, looking back toward the left foot so the neck stays long. Level the hips, right foot lowers down, coming to your downward facing dog. Resetting the feet. And then stepping the feet so they're touching in your down dog. Left leg will then reach up and back, three-legged dog. Step the left foot to the hands, right knee lowers down. Low lunge, arms sweep up, take a breath in. Bend the elbows, palms turn toward the wall in front of you, opening up the chest. Inhale, both arms reach. Lower the hands down toward the heart. Coming into the hamstring stretch, fingertips lower down, shifting back, hips move back toward the right heel. Keeping the shoulders centered with the mat, avoiding pressure in the back of the left knee. Steadying yourself, and left hand can rest on top of something if you need some extra height. Right arm comes across, holding onto the outside of the left foot, lifting the left shoulder away from the mat to feel the stretch into the outside of the left leg, left shin. Keep breathing. Calm and steady, unwind. Shift the body forward. Right toes curl as the palms plant. Left leg reaches up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, the heel softens down. Inside of the left knee reaches toward the ceiling. Still looking back toward that right foot so the neck stays long. Level the hips. Lower the left foot down, full down dog. Take a moment. Take a breath. Bend the knees. Your choice, walk or hop, feet to meet the hands. And take a breath in, find your flat back. Fold forward on the exhale. Breathe in, sweep the arms to rise. Come all the way up. Hands come down toward the heart. Let's come back to that chair pose. I'm going to grab a drink. Please do so as well. Big toes together, space in the heels. Chair pose, bend the knees, arms sweep around. Exhale to fold, abdomen to thighs to release. Take a breath in, find your flat back. Exhale, fold, step back, plank. Your vinyasa to downward facing dog. Chaturanga all the way down. Cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog as you're ready. Hips lift, head releases. Breathe here. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Step the right foot to the hands. Your left heel will spin. We're coming into warrior two. Arms windmill open. Right heel lines up with the left arch. Right toes, right knee are pointing straight forward. And your knee and your ankle are centered over one another in this front leg. Looking over the right fingertips. Take a breath here. Nice job. Lower the left hand. Flip the right palm to reverse. Full breath in. Windmill yourself down. Back heel lifts. Find your way to plank. Your vinyasa, you can always meet back downward facing dog if you need to skip one or two of these or all of them. It's your choice. Meet down dog. Reset the hands, reset the feet. Left leg, inhale, left leg reaches up and back, three-legged dog. Step the left foot to the hands, right heel spins, warrior two. Centering the left knee, left ankle with one another. Right leg is straight, pressing down through the outside of the right foot. Hands level with the shoulders. Looking over the left fingertips. Feeling strong in the legs. Take another breath here. Lower the back hand. Flip the left palm to reverse. Big breath in. Stretch through the left side of the waist. Windmill yourself down. Right heel lifts. Plank pose. Your vinyasa. Take the back bend of your choosing. Elbows reach back in cobra or arms straight in your upward facing dog. Downward facing dog as you're ready. Hips lift, back of the neck releases. Take a moment. Shift forward, lower the knees to the mat. Bring the knees wide, big toes come together. Soften back toward the heels. Child's pose. Shift forward, hands and knees. Modified side plank. Your left hand will stay down, left knee stays down. Make sure that your index finger is pointing forward on this left hand, elbow is straight. Right foot steps back, right hand can be on the hip, or you can reach all the way over. Finding this space and length from the outside of the right foot, through the hip, through the shoulder. Lengthening the right ear away from the shoulders so the neck stays long. And roll yourself down. Both hands, both knees come to the mat, knees go wide, big toes come together. Child's pose for a breath. Shift forward, hands and knees, tabletop position. All right, our other side, right hand will stay down, index fingers go forward, elbows straight, right knee is down, left foot steps back. Left hand can go on the hip or left arm can reach overhead. Take your time, one side may be a bit more steady than the other, that's okay. Reaching from the outside of the left foot, through the hip, through the shoulder. Lengthening the left ear away from the left shoulder, neck is long. Slowly rotate down, both hands, both knees come down to the mat. Knees come wide, big toes come together, child's pose to shift back. Hips soften back toward the heels. Come forward, hands and knees. Curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, your choice. Walk or hop, feet to meet the hands. Take a breath in, find your flat back. Fold forward on the exhale. Breathe in, arms sweep as you rise. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands come down toward the heart. All right. Let's step the right foot forward. So we're going to come into a triangle pose from here. So the foot setup for triangle pose is similar to warrior two. We'll start with the warrior two legs. Right knee, right toes are pointing straight forward, making sure that the knee and the ankle are stacked on top of one another. Left leg is straight, foot at a little bit of an angle here. So we want to make sure that the knee's not tilting one way or the other, that the shin is parallel to the sides of the mat and also parallel to the front edge of the mat, so it's not reaching forward in this warrior two setup. Take the arms out to the sides, just revisiting that warrior two. For triangle, take your left hand to the hip, lean forward, right hand can come to the shin, or this is where you can use a wall or a chair if you're needing some extra assistance. Straighten the right leg, pressing down through the front foot. Fingertips can come to the mat if you're able to reach. Shoulders turn toward the side of the room. Left hand can stay on the hip, or left arm can reach. Find a comfortable space to look with the eyes, either toward the foot, toward the wall in front of you, or up at the top hand if you want to add some challenge. Feeling the stretch to the inside of the thigh, the back of the thigh. Long through the left side of the waist. Come out of this position, take the left hand to the hip, bend the right knee, keep pressing down through both feet. Right arm sweeps back to reverse your warrior. Level yourself out, warrior two. Take the hands to the hips. Turn both feet toward the wall in front of you. Heel toe the feet to center. Step to the top of the mat as you're ready. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Other side, left foot is forward, right foot steps back. Starting with the warrior two setup in the legs. Left knee centered over the ankle. Right leg straight, foot is at a little bit of an angle. Shoulders centered with the hips as the arms reach out to the sides. We don't want to be leaning forward in the torso in this pose. Legs are strong. Finding that foundation. The triangle pose, right hand comes to the hip. Lean forward. Again, your option using something to rest the hand, either a wall or a chair, or hand to the front of the shin. Straightening the left leg. Even pressure in both feet. If you're able to reach the mat, you're welcome to do so. Shoulders turn toward the side of the room. Right hand can stay on the hip, especially if this is a bit tight for the side of the neck, or right arm can reach. Finding space and length. Either looking toward the front foot, toward the wall in front of you, or up at that top hand. Finding the balance of ease and effort. Where can you work a little bit more? Where can you ease off just a touch? Last breath here. Nice work. Take the right hand to the hip. Keep pressing down through both feet. Left knee bends. Left arm sweeps up and back to reverse your warrior. Level yourself out, warrior two. Take the hands to the hips. Turn both feet toward the wall in front of you. Heel toe the feet to center. Step to the top of the mat. Take a breath in, sweep both arms up, look up. Hands come down toward the heart, release. Okay, so our challenge balance pose for today. Dancer's pose. I'll face the front of my mat so you can see me from the side. For this one, it is nice if you're working on some balance goals to either use the wall in front or beside you. If you're using the wall in front of you, give yourself some room so that your head has room to move, or you can use a wall beside you and use that for some added balance, but I'll walk you through it. So from here, I want you to give both knees just a little bit of a bend. Lift your right leg up. Bring the heel toward your seat. Your knee can come forward to start. Right hand will hold on to the outside of the foot. Left hand is on the hip. If you want to take it further, you can hold on to the inside of the foot with the thumb going back. I'm going to take this version today. Thumb goes toward the front edge of the mat. Roll the right shoulder open. Try to straighten the right elbow. Reach the left arm up. So this may be where you stay today, just balancing on one leg and holding your foot. That's a perfectly fine position. It still counts as the pose. You want to take it a bit further. Begin to reach the right leg back. That will begin to tilt your upper body forward. Any space on the floor in front of you to look. That will help with the balance. Being patient. Come out of this position, slide the knees back toward one another. That will bring the shoulders up. Release the foot down. Take a breath, reach the arms up, look up. Open up through the chest. Hands come down toward the heart. All right, let's give the other side a go. Both knees, a little bend. Right hand will be on the hip. Left foot lifts, the foot comes toward your hip or toward your seat. Knee again can come forward as you try to find the foot with your left hand. And you might just be here, just trying to hold on to the foot and stay upright. That's okay. You're still working towards something. Right arm can reach. And taking your time, seeing where this one ends up, reaching the left foot away from the body. Rolling the left shoulder open. If you come out of it, come right back, just like I'm going to do. Take your time. Come out of this position, knees slide back towards center. And release the hold of the foot. And take a breath in, sweep both arms up. Exhale to bring the hands down toward the heart. Give yourself a moment here. Notice that the heart is beating more quickly. Breathing a bit more quickly. So small changes, taking that pause. Final vinyasa, breathe in, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, fold, arms sweep back as you lower down. Take a breath in, find your flat back. Step the feet back, move through your last vinyasa. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Take your time with each phase, notice the difference. Downward facing dog, take 3 breaths here. Notice the changes you've achieved. Notice those shifts that have taken place. Slowly lower the knees down toward the mat. Find your way to a seated position, Dandasana, staff pose. Legs reach forward, toes point straight up. Knees can be bent here if that feels better for the low back. The hamstrings are still a bit tight. Give ourselves one forward fold. Take a breath in, arms sweep up. Exhale, folding forward, leaning toward the legs, feeling the upper back open toward the ceiling, letting the shoulders, the elbows soften down. Feeling length through the back of the body and softness through the front. Slowly walk yourself back upright. From here, bend the right knee. The knee turns out to the side. The sole of the foot comes to the inside of the left thigh. So if this is not comfortable on your knee, you can change the positioning of the foot. Another option is just to bring the foot out to the side and fold over the left thigh. That'll still achieve the intention of this pose. Your leg may be in a different position than mine. That's okay. Just do what works for you today. Turn your torso so that it's centered over the left leg and walk your hands toward the left foot. Hands can either be on just either side of the shin here, or if you're able to reach the foot, you're welcome to do so. We're trying to keep the shoulders as level as possible with the mat. Even pressure through both sitting bones. And pressing the outside of the right thigh toward the mat to open up the inside of the thigh. You need to allow the upper back to broaden as you breathe. Bring the shoulders back on top of the hips. Reach both legs forward just to reset. And then our other side, left knee bends. Sole of the foot comes to the inside of the thigh, left knee rolls out. Again, finding the position that works best for you. If you have any discomfort in the knee or the hip, you can again bring the leg out to the side if that's a better option for you. Turn the torso, the shoulders so they're centered with the right leg. Walk the hands in the direction of the right foot. Hands can come on either side. If you're able to reach the foot on this side, you can do so. Even pressure through both sitting bones. Outside of the left thigh presses in the direction of the mat. Finding space through the inner thigh, the back of the left leg. Keeping the breathing steady and calm. Slowly bring yourself upright. Straighten both legs. Back to our starting position, Dandasana. From here, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. Hands can hold on to the feet, or you can use the elbows to press against the inner thighs to add an inner thigh stretch. The main thing is we want the low back to be nice and upright. So if you feel like you're rolling back, take the hands beside you. Use the hands to help press the torso in the direction of the feet. So that's going to help the knees open up and the inner thighs stretch. And this still counts as the pose here. If you feel comfortable with this, you can take the hands to the soles of the feet, use the elbows against the inner thighs, but again, find what works for your body. Let the jaw relax. Bring your shoulders upright. Use the hands to help the knees come back to center. From here, we're going to come all the way onto the back. Knees come in toward the chest. Back of the head, back of the shoulders rest on the mat. Your option for happy baby. Hands come through the inside of the knees, either to hold on to the front of the shins. If you want to take it further, and you can keep the shoulders, the back of the head on the mat, you can just hold on to the ankles, the shins, have the feet go in the direction of the ceiling if that's a better option. If you're able to reach the feet, keeping the head, the shoulders resting down, you can of course go for the full version of Happy Baby. This feels better for me today, so I will be resting here. So let the low back rest. Back of the head and the shoulders can stay soft. Breathing can stay relaxed. Bring the knees back to center. Reach the legs long, arms reach overhead. Take a full body stretch. As you're ready, legs come out wide, arms come out wide for your final Shavasana. If the low back is tight, you can keep the knees bent with the soles of the feet flat on the mat for Shavasana. Otherwise, just let the body unfold onto the mat. This last pose is less to do with activity. In fact, we're trying to achieve no activity as much as that is possible. And instead allowing yourself to be. Letting the eyes softly close. Finding a small amount of space between the lips, the teeth. Feeling the natural rhythm of the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Being here. Trusting that in this moment you're doing everything exactly as you should be. Slowly begin to bring a little bit of movement to the hands, to the feet. As you're ready, bend the knees, soles of the feet come onto the mat. Roll over toward the right side, right shoulder and hip come onto the mat. Taking a fresh breath in this fresh start. And use the hands to press yourself upright, coming to a seated position. Keeping the eyes gently closed, palms come together in front of you. Observing what changes you've created for yourself in the body and in the mind. Take a full breath in here, feel the chest expand and lift. As you exhale, bring the chin toward the chest, the shoulders, neck release. I thank you for letting me come into your home, letting me be a part of your practice, giving both myself and yourself this time and this trust. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you would like access to more yoga videos or more of any type of workout videos, Genesis has those videos posted on the Facebook page and also on the Genesis Go YouTube channel. So check those out for more, and hopefully I will get to see you again soon. Take care.